Hello, put the tip in here on the 4th of November. Coming in today with a lot of optimism. I like today's horses, having seen how they've played out overnight. I kind of laid out what I thought yesterday in terms of kind of wanting to reintroduce my intuition, but wanting to give it a couple more days. And I think today will be quite telling. Frustrated one of actually the tier one horses as non-runner this morning because one I quite fancied, but we've still got plenty to go at. We have 5 horses in tier one today, and similar in kind of tier two, tier three, if I remember correctly. I actually think tier three is maybe the lowest, um, but I can't remember. I'll have to do it as I go through. But yeah, pretty happy with how it's looking this morning. Um, so I'm just loading up tier one. I think it's 4 selections actually in tier one with the non-runner. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 selections with the non-runner. So this the other thing is, I think consistently last month, and people ask me, we're seeing a flux, right? Because I've tried to adjust based on comments and things like that. Last month, most days we were getting 6 to 8 horses, and so I've tried to narrow it down and kind of that, hence the tier system, and kind of use a stricter algorithm. But maybe we do need to just go a bit wider and that intuition come back in. But we'll see how the next 2 days goes. And if it hits the weekend, if it hits Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and this week's gone like that, then I will switch it up a little bit. I've got an idea um, of kind of where I want to head. But for now, we have 4 horses for tier one. So we start out at red car in the 12.25, and that is Hound Hill. The 12.25 at red car, Hound Hill at 8 to 1. We go to the 125 at red car, the 125 at red car, and that is King's School at 12 to 1. We then go to the 155 at red car, the 155 at red car, and that is a Beto at 6 to 1, and then the 310 at Lingfield, the 310 at Lingfield, and that's Rainbow Sign at 7 to 1. Rainbow Sign. The one that is a non-runner that I really liked was Macaron in the 322 at Wolverhampton. Unfortunately, a non-runner. Um, I looked at all of the metrics and it was top of all of them and at really good odds. Um, what was it at? It was at sixes, and it should have. I guarantee it would have opened at kind of like twos or threes this morning. Um, but that is what it is. Let's find our tier twos. So tier two, I just have to look at what it contains to pull up because I've kind of sectioned them on my thing. Um, let's just find it. Here we go. Tier 2 only has 3 now because, again, we've had a non-runner. It was 4 originally. The non-runner was Savo Park in the 315 at Fairy House at 8. I really liked that horse because it was a 5-place race. It's now only a 4-place race. So our 3 selections, we start out at the 240 at Lingfield. The 240 at Lingfield with Advertorial, and that's at sixes. Then we go to the 357 at Redcar, the 357 at Redcar, Poet's Dawn, and that's at 5 to 1. And then finally, a horse that last night I said I thought would come in, and it obviously has, but not enough that we can't back it, is Mr. Nugget in the 6:30 at Wolverhampton. That's 6:30 at Wolverhampton, Mr. Nugget, and that is now 11 to 2. 8 to 1 last night, which was well overpriced for a horse that's running the kind of races that Mr. Nugget has. And finally, we need to find our tier threes. Bear with me a second while I do that. I think it's this one. Our tier threes, we've got some tasty prices in. We got 6 selections in our tier three, and yesterday, it's just one of those things like the wrong tier keeps coming in, and the only one we're measuring on is tier one. So it's a bit frustrating. But we start out at the 12.15 at Fairy House. That's the 12.15 at Fairy House. With Cumanul at 13 to 2. We then go to the 102 at Warwick, and this one's a massive one. Oasis Sunrise at 40 to 1. 80 to 1, sorry. Oasis Sunrise at 80 to 1. It was 40 to 1 last time. We then go to the 215 at Fairy House, and that is La Dame Blanche at 18s. La Dame Blanche. The 357 at Redcar, 357 at Redcar, Martinsbrig at 18 to 1. Martinsbrig at 18 to 1, and then another 18 to 1 shot in the 6 o'clock at Wolverhampton. The 6 o'clock at Wolverhampton, King of Speed. And then to finish off, 6:30 at Wolverhampton, 6:30 at Wolverhampton, Moon over Sea. Moon over Sea at 8 to 1. That's your three tiers. In terms of bonus bets for today, I do really like on Sky their bumper price boost today. It is Go West to win at the 202 at Warwick. They've boosted that up to 2 to 1. I really like that because the horse. So just to talk about why I like that, it's the same odds right now as Josh the Boss, and Josh the Boss I would say has had more experience. There's no weight difference between them. This ain't a handicap or anything like that. I just think at 2 to 1 you're getting the value because it's going to be Go West or Josh the Boss. You could do a reverse forecast on the two of them at even money. I think would also be a good bet, but the 2 to 1 I think on Go West to win is the value because Harry Cobden and Paul Nicholls, phenomenal stable, and you just expect, you know what I mean. You expect stuff like this from them. I know they think fondly of Go West, so I do like that as a bonus bet. I'll just have a look on the sheet. I there is a play today in the 340 that will be going on one of the other platforms. The 340 at Lingfield, I just think there's a lot of horses to go at. I can kind of tell you where they're at now. Let me have a look for you while I'm on the video. Is anything shortened up too much? The only horse I'm going to have to pull out for that is Chico Dolce. So but have a look at that race for yourselves. I think there's some really good value to be had in the 340 at Lingfield. I just think it's a wide open race. But that's your horses for the day. I will review and preview later. I think it's going to be a good day. I've got a lot of positivity going into it, having done my research. Also, for those of you that see the kit, the football bets come in straight after this. So, yeah, I'll explain in that.